Tobey Maguire is returning in the movie Avengers Doomsday. Black Panther 3 is closer than it seems, and the X-Men are taking their first shape after the reboot. Somewhere out there, Shang-Chi 2 will also be released. But let's take things in order. Ready for a serving of fresh superhero news? Rate the video because the news starts right now. Perhaps Tobey Maguire's biggest return will take place in the movie Doomsday. This is what Daniel Richtman and other insiders are saying. And Tobey was seen in London not far from the film set, so the question of his participation in the Avengers can probably be closed. Moreover, the actor himself said that if he gets a call from Marvel, he will be in the suit in an hour. According to rumors, Maguire's universe will become one of 3 key ones in the project and will take part in a collision with another world. And Tobey himself will fulfill a long-standing wish and appear in the same film with Wolverine. This could have happened back in the first part, but then Hugh Jackman's costume was simply lost. Such is the multiverse. If rumors are to be believed, then in the next parts of the Avengers, Doctor Doom will assemble his own team to confront the hero. Fans suggest that it could include a wide variety of characters from Captain Hydra to King Thanos. And what team for Doom do you see? One will soon appear for Naruto as well, a film about whom Lionsgate will start shooting in 2026. What do superheroes have to do with this? Well, the project is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who was once planned for the position of director of Kang Dynasty, and is currently filming Spider-Man 4. But more importantly, Cretton is also attached to the film Shang-Chi 2. No one could understand whether the Naruto project was alive or not. Now with the announcement, everything has fallen into place, including the fact that Shang-Chi 2 will thus start filming possibly in 2027. Consequently, it will be released after Secret Wars already in the New Mutant Saga. There is an update on them too, and it is reported that Cyclops and Jean Grey will be at the center of the X-Men and the next saga. Just like in the original trilogy, but with the nuance that after the first part, the franchise turned into a solo project for Wolverine. This time, as is proper according to canon, Cyclops will be revealed as the leader of the mutants. His family with Jean will be shown, and he will not be removed from the plot to free up screen time for Hugh Jackman. It is also reported that besides the couple, the updated X-Men roster will include Angel, Beast, Gambit, Rogue, and Nightcrawler. Here, of course, it gets interesting, because at least Channing Tatum's Gambit, Alan Cummings' Beast, and Kelsey Grammer's Beast will appear in Doomsday, and most likely in Secret Wars. Does the new report mean that these guys will also survive the reboot? Unlikely, because Cumming is 60 and Grammer is 70. Considering that Marvel wants a younger team, they fit poorly. It is more likely that the studio went the other way. Instead of taking a pause between different versions of characters now, on the contrary, they will attract attention with the return of old actors, return Beast and Nightcrawler to the viewer's memory, and then show young, updated versions. Fox Studio did this in Days of Future Past, and it worked quite well. But Gambit stands separately in the equation, primarily because Ryan Reynolds said that he wants to see Channing Tatum in the cinematic universe. Tatum himself is also not against playing Gambit, and considering the novelty of the character, there are no problems leaving him in Marvel, unless the love line with Rogue has to be changed. After all, she, along with other mutants, must be young, and 45-year-old Tatum in this case does not fit very well for the role of a partner. Either take an older Rogue or leave Tatum's Gambit without a love interest. Although, who knows, maybe they will introduce 2 Gambits. The one that is Tatum's will be in the team with Deadpool, and the new one with a young Rogue. DC, after all, has 2 Batmans planned, so why is Gambit any worse? The main thing is that the new version of Gambit is not made to be from Wakanda, and we will survive the rest. There is an update there too, because director Ryan Coogler stated that Black Panther 3 is his next project, and he does not plan to engage in anything other than Panther in the near future. Considering that there is no information about the start of filming yet, they will start next year, and the picture will be released accordingly in 2028, already after Secret War. Also accordingly, in the New Mutant Saga, which increasingly resembles a comedy. Where the reboot promised by Marvel turned into the fact that Doctor Strange will return, there will be old Wakanda, Shang-Chi, Holland's Spider-Man, and even Doctor Doom seems to be kept. What the idea of the reboot consists of in this case is unclear, and it looks more like the world will simply be cosmetically updated to integrate mutants into it, and otherwise no one will notice the differences. In fact, there is nothing wrong with this. Kevin Feige has already faced problems with the idea of starting from scratch in the multiverse saga. It is logical that now Marvel does not want to break ties with popular actors so as not to bring them back later, like Downey Jr. Other projects have suffered, and first of all, it is Wonder Man. The character who, according to the leaked script of Kang Dynasty, joined the Avengers, is now modestly coming out on Disney Plus with the Spotlight label, for projects that, like Werewolf by Night, have little influence on the cinematic universe. Nevertheless, promotional materials continue to be released, and thanks to the latest one, we learned that Inside the Universe, the musical Rogers, which we saw in Hawkeye, is being released as a feature film. Considering that Wonder Man will focus on Hollywood life inside the universe, some footage is definitely worth waiting for. Well, Simon Williams himself, according to the project leader, has 3 main superpowers. He has super speed, super strength, and the ability to create powerful explosions. Moreover, so powerful that Andrew Guest stated that Wonder Man himself does not know how strong he is because he has never fought at full strength. Nevertheless, the project leader says that Simon is absolutely indifferent to his powers. He wants to become an actor and does not even plan to use his abilities. However, as the creators promise, Wonder Man also understands that with great power comes great responsibility, and he still wants to help people. So this conflict of actor and superhero will be at the center of the series' plot. And also a lot of irony, like people tired of heroes and attempts to copy the series The Boys, showing the seamy side of the superhero promotion industry. The idea is good, but it is about 5 years late because even The Boys are already boring. The fact is that Wonder Man began to be developed back in 2021, when The Boys were popular, and there was a demand in the world for postmodernism and rethinking the superhero genre. Besides The Boys, The Umbrella Academy, Wednesday, and others were engaged in this. But like most of Hollywood, Marvel made a mistake by releasing a project too late, the trend of which has long been outdated. Netflix has the same story with Wednesday and Arcane, and The Witcher too. There are now very big breaks between seasons, and only major projects like House of the Dragon and Stranger Things can boast that people remember them. Wednesday was completely forgotten in the 3 years between the first and second seasons. Well, Marvel has a full set of problems in this regard in general because no one knew Wonder Man anyway. And he is also trying to use popular themes from 5 years ago. In general, it is clear why Feige put the series into a separate spotlight category. Although we would not say that the project will be unequivocally bad. It will be solid, it just should have been released at the latest in 2022. Finally, let's note that Josh Gad also joined the project, who will play himself, an actor from Hollywood. At one time, by the way, there were rumors that Josh would play the Penguin in Zack Snyder's DC Cinematic Universe. The actor himself also hinted at the character, but when the universe was closed, he stated that all this was a joke on the fans, and he would not play the Penguin. And of course, as you have already guessed, here is the traditional rubric about Snyder's return theories, because once again, the call to restore the Snyderverse is in popular Twitter topic. The reason is the announcement of the publication Cosmic Book News, which is better not mentioned. The portal stated that the same insider who in 2 months told that Marvel decided to redo the Daredevil reboot from scratch, told them that after the sale of Warner Brothers, almost all hypothetical owners want to bring Snyder back. In particular, it is said that the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia is interested in buying Warner Bros. Here. In the best traditions of dubious publications, 50% truth is multiplied by 50% lies. Because the Sovereign Fund of Saudi Arabia can indeed buy out Warner Bros. Forbes and other authoritative media, write about this. It is reported that at least the fact of negotiations took place, and it is easy to guess that representatives of Saudi Arabia offer the highest price for Warner Bros. Of all potential buyers. Here, theories about Snyder's return come into play, but theories partially having ground, because firstly, Zack Snyder has been casually publishing photos of his DC universe for the 2nd month already, and secondly, guess in cooperation with whom Snyder is filming his next film called The Boxer. That's right, with the investment fund of Saudi Arabia. Turki Al-Sheikh, who is close to him and familiar to all fans of UFC and boxing, in April 2025, directly confessed his love for Snyder's work and stated that he is the best option for adapting a film about UFC. And there, who knows, maybe others too. This is actually where rumors appear from. Investors from Saudi Arabia buy out Warner Brothers, bring Snyder back, and he returns his DC to its former greatness. Some particularly impressionable people under this matter even declare Nolan's return. After all, he was the producer of Snyder's Man of Steel. This, of course, is absolute fiction. Saudi investors are smart people who have never in history destroyed businesses they bought. Manchester City, Newcastle, and other football clubs underwent a very careful restructuring without radical measures. So, in the case of Warner Brothers Hollywood, there is no reason to believe that someone will fire James Gunn. At most, he will be asked to let Snyder make a film in an alternative universe. But even this is the limit of all possible dreams, and that is if Saudi Arabia buys out Warner Brothers at all. Against them are the second richest person on the planet, Larry Ellison and Netflix, who allocate billions for The Witcher. Netflix itself, by the way, has already faced difficulties with Zack Snyder and his unsuccessful Rebel Moon. So it is unlikely that Snyder will return anywhere there. Well, we will finish the issue with a no less traditional Disney minute. An insider who published photos of Daredevil and stated that he saw photos from the movie Doomsday was afraid to post them, since, according to him, Marvel would take tough measures for this. But instead, the guy posted his own drawing, in which he depicted approximately how Mystique will look in the film. Rate the appearance in the comments and share your opinion on the Zack Snyder case. And that's all for us. See you again, friends.